Everyone, welcome to another real-time edit. Today I have a marbled Godwit that I tried to silhouette in the reflection of the setting sun in the water. So I'm going to start out just straightening it out, cropping just a little bit tighter because I don't think I need quite all that space back there. Still looks a little bit crooked. All right, so I'm going to pull the highlights down. There we go. I really wanted to get more detail there. I should have underexposed it more. I already did -3 1/3 exposure comp, so my ISO was as low as it goes. Shutter speed was maxed out, so it couldn't shoot any darker. I would have had to increase my aperture, which I did not notice because I was staring into the sun, being blind, and trying to balance my camera over the water without dropping it in. So this is going to have to be close enough, and I'm just not going to get that back, but I might be able to kind of cheat that a little bit in Photoshop. All right, shadows are going to go up so I can see some separation on the back there. Black's back down to maintain that contrast, and you could probably see this weird posterized background, but that's just because the raw file hasn't rendered out yet. As soon as I click in and let it render out, it's nice clean sky back there. I think this is a good starting point to head into Photoshop. All right, I'm just going to clone out a couple of these little dark clumps that were sticking up out of the water. They were just like little muddy, nubby things. So there's some out of focus ones here. So I'll just kind of softly blend those away, just using the clone tool. And that dark spot right there, we'll just soften that up. That looks pretty good. All this dark under here isn't great to me. So I'm just gonna kind of clone over it and just lighten it up a little bit. There we go. So now it's not so heavy on that side. All right, digging that. Losing the silhouette on the bird right there. So there, I'm just gonna really black that up. I want this thing to just be a silhouette because it doesn't really make sense to see much detail in there. I mean, I know I can start to see some of the patterns on the bird, which is great because it is a very beautifully patterned bird, but in this circumstance, I think the silhouette just makes the most sense. So I'm just going to embrace the silhouette and go in that direction. Let me just make sure I didn't make any halos around it, which I did a little bit. So I'll just paint some of that out further so it doesn't look like a halo. All right, little water drops there, kind of cool. All right, so now trying to figure out what the hell I'm going to do with this. Let's see, I'll start with just some cloning maybe. See if I can just clone some of this into here. Oof, yeah, that's not gonna work. This is tough because I can just paint it in with yellow, but then it's just gonna look like a weird yellow painting, you know? And as you can see, as I bring some of this in from the right, it kind of looks too dark. So maybe, yeah, let me try this. Let me actually bring some of this in. Grab a section of this. Copy it. Ooh, what happened there? My color changed all of a sudden. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure what I did there. I think I may have changed my view, so give me 1 second here. Yeah, I hit the Command Y shortcut for proof color, so there, we'll take that off, and now I actually have my vivid color back. Okay. I knew I'd done something like that. I do it so rarely I'd forgotten where the hell it was. So anyway, copy this section. I'm gonna actually flip it. Let's bring it into here. And I'm just gonna stretch it out a little bit. Oops, a little bit wider to fit in the space. Line up the height there. And now let me mask it in. So I want it to kind of, yes, I'm going to need more from other areas as well, but this is starting to get me some fill in there. Now it's too dark, so I'm just going to lighten it up a little bit more. maybe something like that. And then, yeah, I don't think it's looking that great over here. It's like too dark in that one spot. So let's try actually cloning some of this stuff over, and that's actually kind of working. Giving me the edge I need there. Bring some of that over, and some from the top here. We'll drop that in there. Some of this from the right side, kind of just take a little bit of that highlight out. Okay, that's pretty good. And then I'm just going to lighten it up even more in there so it does look like it's a brighter area. So there. So that's a little bit brighter now, or less blown out is what I'm trying to say. That's what I was trying to say. Yeah, there we go. See that? Not perfect. Oh, I also left a little bit right there. Let's mask that out real quick. There we go. All right. So that helped that out. Last thing I want to do is try and accentuate this rim light around the top edge here. So I'm going to get a real tiny brush. Just kind of paint that in to brighten up what's there. And I did add a little bit more on the one side, as you saw, but I'm going to go back. Let me change the size of this brush, just a little bit larger. I'm going to go back and kind of fade that section out right there. But you can see there's already an existing glow there, so I'm just trying to enhance that, especially this piece that comes along the back there, because that's going to help give me some separation around the back of the bird. I could do a little bit right here. Whoops, I don't want to go into that red. And then we'll just bring it right across the back here. And so that doesn't look totally normal. So now I'm just going to get a big soft brush with opacity on my pen, the tablet here, and just kind of fade that out. There we go. So now I get that nice little enhanced rim light around the top edge. So cool that you can see through that nasal hole there. And I do think the sky could use in contrast to it, just to kind of really punch that sky up, because it's looking kind of dull back there. Not gonna lie, looking pretty dull. So a little bit there, a little bit of that same brightness there is all going to be helpful. And let's see what that does. Yeah, digging that. That's better. All right, so yeah, we definitely clean this image up a little bit. So look, from the beginning to the end there, not a huge change there, but it at least just toned down that crazy like white patch that was there. So I still left some areas just kind of like blowing out white, you know, because if I don't, I think it won't look totally natural. But yeah, that's about the best I think I'm going to come up with on that one. I could probably work on it more and come up with something a little bit cleaner, but unless you watched an edit like this, nobody was ever going to know that I messed with that down there. But the real fix would have been to shoot it that way. But it is tough when it's that bright out. Because the other thing is, the more you increase the aperture, the less fun bokeh you're going to get out of that foreground water, you know. So let me compare this to the original. And you can see, especially off the original exposure there, got a lot more detail back in this area. Colors are all a little bit more vivid. The bird certainly stands out more. Like you can see how he's already starting to blend into the background there, whereas here we have a nice outline shape. And yeah, I'm happy with this. It's pretty cool. It's one of the first times I've ever shot a silhouette and into the sun of a marbled godwit, so I'm happy with that. I didn't nail it, but it turned out really good. Thanks so much for watching. If you're interested in learning more from me, how I do these edits, hop on over to rayhennessy.com, go to the workshop section, check out the online workshops, and the remote training is the best way to sign up to just do a single session with me. I'll be happy to answer any questions you have and kind of walk you through this type of post-processing. If you want to work with me on a little bit more of an ongoing basis, head to the workshops menu and check out the mentorships. So thanks again, and enjoy your day.